Hey you guys, it's Peter, and welcome to my channel. Peter likes books. And I wanted to do, let's just move this back a little bit. I wanted to do something a little different and fun today, because I was bored. It's Memorial Day weekend, and there's nothing to do. And so I thought, why not a book haul? But I had just bought a bunch of books. I literally just threw up, like I think 2 or 3 videos ago, another book haul. And I was like, I don't want to go and spend a bunch of money on books that I'm probably not going to read, but I like to get books. I like to own certain copies of books and finds of things that I missed when I read when I was a kid, or things that I may read down the road and things like that. So I said, okay. I took one $20 bill and I was like, I'm gonna go up into the Goodwill, into the half price books, which is 20% off every store this whole weekend. I was like, I'm gonna go into thrift stores and I'm gonna see what I can find. And I ended up only going to 2 half price books, 2 Goodwills, and I was like, I didn't wanna buy a ton of crap. I mean, I could have bought so much, right? And then I still have another half price books to go to, and like 1 or 2 more thrift stores. So but look, that's my thumbnail. But I may end up having, did you guys do that? Okay. So let me show you the things that I got, and I will show you how much they were. First of all, at Half Price Books, there was this whole series, which I've never heard of, but looks very much like Pretty Little Liars, and it's called Deadly Little Secret, by Lori Feria Tollers, okay, author of Blue is for Nightmares, which I have heard of that. And it's published by Disney Hyperion, which, to be honest with you, I don't love their books, okay? But this is a series, and I wanted to get into a series this summer. A lot of people told me that Pretty Little Liars was a great series, but that it kind of got boring after a while. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to try something different. Some secrets shouldn't be kept. Until 3 months ago, 16-year-old Camelia's life had been fairly ordinary. Then a mysterious boy named Ben started junior year at her school and changed everything. Rumored to be somehow responsible for his ex-girlfriend's accidental death, Ben is immediately ostracized by everybody on campus except for Camelia. Despite the rumors, she's inexplicably drawn to him and to his touch. But soon, Camelia is receiving eerie phone calls and strange packages with threatening notes. Okay, I mean, it sounds a lot like Pretty Little Liars, right? But we'll see. And then, I couldn't believe that I came across this at the Goodwill. I think this was like 25 cents. But I read this when I was a little kid, and I was like, oh, this is so funny, because I always talk about the dogs going to, you know, my best friend owns a dog kennel, so I always talk about them going to the hotel. And I got, by James Howe, author of Bunicula, which was actually an after-school special back in the day. Holiday Inn. Oh! The Monroes have gone on vacation, leaving Harold and Chester at Chateau Bow Wow. Not exactly a 4-star hotel. On the animal's very first night there, the silence is pierced by a peculiar wake-up call and an earthly howl that makes Chester observe that the place should be called Holiday Inn. And it's a series. There's a series about these two in here. And I read this series when I was a little kid. I actually think I got Bunicula. I don't, did I get it? Well, we'll find out soon enough, won't we? The next thing I got was this book called Stoner and Spaz. I got this at Goodwill. It was 25 cents. I have not heard anything about this. But when I looked it up on Goodreads, do you guys ever stand there and look up stuff on Goodreads? It actually had quite a few good reviews. Good reviews on Goodreads. For 16-year-old Ben Bancroft, a kid with cerebral palsy, no parents, and an overprotective grandmother, the closest thing to happiness is hunkering alone in the back of the Rialto Theater watching Bride of Frankenstein for the umpteenth time. Of course, the last thing he wants is to run into someone like drugged-out Colleen Menu, resplendent in ripped tights, neon miniskirt, and an impressive array of tattoos. But when Colleen climbs into the seat beside him and rests a woozy head on his shoulder, Ben has this unmistakable feeling that his life is about to change. Winner of the Penn Center USA Literary Award for Children's Literature, an American Library Association Best Book for Young Adults, an American Library Association Quick Pick, a Book List Editor's Choice, a Bulletin of the Center for Children's Books Blue Ribbon winner, and a Publisher's Weekly Best Book of the Year, and I've never heard of it. So, there you go, Stoner and Spaz by Ron Cordage. I'll probably end up loving it. So, okay. Now, let me just tell you, I got these series of books I did in my last haul that are very cheesy, and I've become quickly addicted to them. I'm reading the one right now called graduation. Oh no, the yearbook. It's called The Yearbook, and it's about this guy that writes these poems about everybody in the yearbook, and then they start dying one by one. They're very cheesy, like those murder mysteries that are like teenagers, and they always have some girl in the front of it, and she's like, but I love them. They're so good, right? Like I just like tear right through them. This one that I'm reading, like I read like half of it last night. So I find them all at Goodwill, right? And I forgot that Christopher Pike was like the one who wrote most of these back in the day. So yesterday, what was it? Today at the Goodwill I got it, or was it yesterday? Because I went yesterday and today, I don't know. But I got Slumber Party by Christopher Pike. It was 8 years later, and it was happening again. It was a perfect weekend for murder. Anyway, that's all we need to read. I love Christopher Pike books. Okay, and then the next thing I got, which I got at Half Price Books. Did I? I thought I got it at Goodwill. Is The Kidnapping of Christina Lattimore. It says $2.99 at Half Price Books. Winner of the Edgar Award for Young Mystery Adult, but it's like an old Half Price tags book. So anyway, Christina spots the masked man in the dark, lonely parking lot, but too late. She's grabbed, drugged, and whisked off to a dingy basement where she struggles to stay alive when her family pays the kidnapper's ransom. Christina thinks her deal is over, but then discovers that her family thinks she orchestrated her own kidnapping. Christina is desperate. How far will she go to prove her innocence? I love kidnapping stories. I've never heard of this, and it got like all kinds of awards too. It's interesting who gives these awards out. I've never won an award, but it would be nice. This is by Joan Lowry Nixon. Okay, the next book I got was Carolyn Cooney's Code Orange. Now, Carolyn Cooney is the one that wrote all those books about the face on the milk carton that I absolutely loved. You know what I'm talking about? About the girl that was kidnapped, and then she doesn't know it because she's been living with her family her whole life. There's like 5 of them in a row. Here, I'll read them to you. They're probably right in here. Oh, here, they're called the Janie books. The face on the milk carpet, Whatever Happened to Janie, The Voice on the Radio, What Janie Found. They're really good. Like, if you guys have never read them, they're really good. I actually think, oh, I did. I bought one of them because I got The Face in the Milk Carton, and that's the first one. Because I never, like, I've read them, but I don't have the series. So I was like, I'm going to get the series. No one ever really paid close attention to the faces of the missing children on the milk cartons, but as Janie Johnson glanced at the face of the ordinary little girl, hair in tight pigtails, a dress with a narrow white collar, a 3-year-old who had been kidnapped 12 years before from a shopping mall in New Jersey, she felt overcome. She realizes it's her. Can you even imagine? I would die. Okay. So anyway, then this is Code Orange, about a kid that there was a virus in New York City and he's trying to run from the virus or something like that. I don't know. I'm sorry that the light is flashing back in my glasses. I haven't got my contacts yet, so I have to wear glasses. Okay. Oh my God, and then I forgot to show you that on top of this, I now own 2 books in the series because I got What Janie Found. But this is actually the last book in the series, so I need the 2 in the middle, right? So these are like bookshelves, anyway. This one's but we won't tell you what happened because you need to read the rest of them. I mean, I got some good, listen, and all of this that I got, and we are not done yet, $15, not even. It was like 14 something total. Okay, then the next book that I got, now I think it's interesting that I got this book, and it's actually from, I looked, the Miami-Dade County Library, is that the one? Yes, Miami-Dade County. Now why wouldn't you just send this book, if you were Goodwill, back to the Miami-Dade County Library? Frozen Rodeo by Catherine Clark. This book sounds so good. I've never heard of it. Summer is supposed to be fun, right? Peggy Fleming, who I actually knew a Peggy Fleming back in the day. Feral Summer has taken a turn for the worse. She works, what's that? Christina Fleming, that was her name. She works at the Gas and Get to get pay back her parents for wrecking 2 cars, takes summer school French from a succession of increasingly lame substitute teachers, loves an IHOP waiter, and attends Lamaze classes with her mother. But just when the exciting event looming before her, and then her dad's professional ice skating comeback, read Midlife Crisis. Rodeo is about to happen. Between hijinks with a hijacked golf cars, plans for streaking at the rodeo parade, and a showdown over pancakes, Peggy's summer becomes more about mayhem than money management, and definitely something close to fun, even if she can never speak French, it says. I mean, how did this book never get noticed? I think, and look at the back of it, it's fantastic. And then I got Girl Bomb by Janice Erbaum, and I've never heard of this, and it's a memoir about a girl that was homeless, and she leaves home because she was in a really bad environment. And it's called Girl Bomb, a halfway homeless memoir. It looks really good, you guys, and it has her picture on the back of it. I got that at Goodwill, and then I also got Amazing Gracie, A Dog's Tale, by the people, the owners of Three Dog Bakery. And she was the loneliest pup in the litter, a deaf and partially blind albino Great Dane. She had huge sky blue eyes, and when Dan Di reached for her. She struggled to her feet like a clumsy foal, raised her forehead to his, and announced as clearly as if she had actually spoken the words, "You know I'm the one. Now get me out of here." Okay, so I love that. And then the last one I got is called The Deep by Nick Cutter. And this is like stuff that I used to read, and I got this at Goodwill too. And it's about a plague that's happening all over the world, and they find out that there's somebody living underneath the ocean that can like solve all of this. Anyway, it looks really good. It's like one of the, Stephen King says, old school horror at its best. And you guys know I love old school horror. So here are my purchases. Let's just line these all up. Are you all ready to see? What was his total purchases look like? It came to like, I was gonna have a total like price point so you guys would know, but it came to like $14.87, which is the price of a brand new book at Barnes & Noble, which I'm shitty with right now because all Barnes & Noble ever wants to do is grand case the crappiest books that nobody wants to read, like the Woman in Cabin 10 and all of this crap that shouldn't even be up there, and The Hate You Give is on the bottom row. I was so pissed, and half the books I look for at Barnes & Noble I never find anyway. So why not go to Goodwill, I say, because for all of the price of one book at Barnes & Noble you can get all of these, thumbnail, at Goodwill on half-price books. Barnes & Noble can kiss my ass, seriously. Anyway, do you guys feel the same way? That place pisses me off. All right, you guys, I'm gonna get off here now. I love you so much. I hope you're having an amazing Memorial Day weekend. I will try to link all of these books below if you wanna go check them out. I'm sure most of them are available at your library as well. And I love you, and I will see you later. Bye.